Yay. Sashi Buki Jukshin Netok Dram Rira Blingshin Yindek Yanpadi Sangye Shingdo Mikte Ulvaryi Drokun Namdak Shingla Chuparshok Idar Gururat Namandalakam Niryatayami Sangye Chudang Choki Choknamla Jangshu Bardo Daknik Yapsu Chi Daki Jinyen Yipe Sunam Gi Drola Penchir Sangye Drupar Shok Sangye Chudan Tsoki Choknamla Jangshu Bardo Daknik Yapsu Chi Daki Jinyen Gipe Sunam Gi Drola Penchir Sangye Drupar Shok Sangye Chudan Soki Choknamla Jangshu Bardo Dakni Gyapsu Chi Daki Jinyen Yipe Sunam Ki Drola Penshir Sangye Drupar Shok.
Yay, thank you. Okay, I'm glad everyone made it, even though there was obstacles. They say the better the thing you try to do, the more obstacles there will be. So I guess we're trying to do a good thing. Okay, so this is our class 3, and so in class 1 we went over the first 3 columns of the Tibetan alphabet in the 5 rows, and then last time in class 2 we went over the 4th column, which is the nasals, as well as the rest of the alphabet and the vowel markers. So I'd like at this time to do a little review on the alphabet and the vowels, so that make sure everybody's all caught up. All right, so okay. So this is the basic chart of the Tibetan alphabet in this lovely PDF. And so let's just review a few things really quickly as we move into today's lesson on the head letters. So I'm just going to pick, maybe I should review how to draw log. So, because we went over it last class, but sometimes it's hard for people. So along with the vowels last week, we also started to do a thing called jorlok. What does jorlok mean? Anyone?
To spell.
Yeah, how to spell this vowel.
Hey. Who was that, Uta?
Yes.
Very good job, Uta. It means to spell, specifically spell out loud, right? What does it literally mean? Jorlok. Jor is like to engage in something or do. It even comes in as the word yoga, and then lok means to read out loud. So read out loud. Okay. So I'm gonna pick on people. I'm gonna start with Miss Marina, who seems to already know Tibetan, but we'll ask her anyway. So I want you to say this letter, and then I'm gonna ask you to draw up something, okay?
Yep.
So what's this one? Just say it.
Pa.
Good, perfect, aspirated, I love it. Okay, now say that one.
Pa. Sharp Q. Pu.
Perfect, done. 100%. Okay, Rick, how do you feel? You want to try one? Okay, good. Okay. Rick, try this one.
Sha?
Yes.
Sha.
No, the first one was good. I don't know if you were making a question mark or you're saying high tone, but either way is right. Okay.
I'm trying I'm trying to apply the Chinese, the 4 pitch.
Oh yeah. So what did you try? Second tone?
The third,
No,
which is wrong.
it wouldn't be third tone. It would if it was anything, it would be do you know Cantonese? It's like Cantonese. You know how Cantonese has like 8 tones? So the first tone in Chinese is just level, right?
Okay, yes.
So it would be level, but then higher than the Chinese sound.
Okay.
So it would,
Almost like the second pitch.
yeah, but see, second pitch rises, so we just keep it at the same level. So like
Okay.
first,
Level.
yeah, keep it level. Okay, good tactic. Okay, try this one. Can you see it?
Show.
Yeah, spell it. Can you draw look? That's a naro.
Ka plus narrow is show.
Shop, sha naro sho. Say sha naro
Sha
sho.
narrow so show.
Good. Yay, 100%. Uta, my German team. You ready? I'll help you. Don't worry. Trust me. Tibetan's not as hard as German. Trust me. Don't worry. Okay, let me see. It won't stop on Giku like that, so I have to do it like this. Okay, so try this one, Uta. Third column, Brazilian tone.
C.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I shouldn't do that one first. This one first.
Sa.
Yeah, za, za.
Ah.
Good. Okay. So this is called a giku. It makes the e sound. So now try to spell it. Say the original word, the original letter.
Sa.
Good. Now say the vowel marker, which is a giku. Just say
Sa.
giku. Say za,
Sa.
giku.
C.
No, just you say it. This is Drolo. So you say za giku zi.
Sa giku chi.
Yeah, za giku zi.
Sa giku chi.
Yay! Perfect. So all you have to do is know the original 30 and memorize what each one of these little markers is called.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this one's called Giku and makes an E sound, but it's English I, if you want to be confused. Okay, good job.
Thank you very much.
You're so welcome. Who else? I can't see everybody with this thing like this. Okay, that's it. I have to take Zoom tutorials in my copious free time. Like I have any. Okay. Okay, someone just volunteer, please.
I want.
Hi. Wait, are you my Kyrgyzstan team?
Yes.
Okay.
Sure.
My Kyrgyzstan team, good. Okay, so let's just try this one.
Ha.
Perfect, easy, good. Now put a
Ha. Drenpu. He.
yes.
He.
Hey,
Oh, he.
hey,
He.
hey. Good. Yay. Very good. You studied, I can tell. You knew the word drengbu. Okay, extra points. What does dreng mean? Drink.
No idea.
Aw.
Stand up.
Yeah, who was that? Rick? Yay, good. Singapore team. Yeah, it means to raise up or stand up in literary Tibetan. I think in colloquial you say lan to stand up, but in literary. Okay, good. All right, I think that's enough test. Everyone wins. Woohoo! So that's the idea. Okay, so we're gonna switch shares. So John, or someone on her team prepared this document, which is pretty cool.
Hi, John.
Was it John? This one? The Tibetan structure one?
This one, I don't know, previous one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, I did it.
Okay, good
Based
job.
on different sources.
Yeah, I like it. So everyone can see it? Yeah, okay, it's sharing. Okay, good. So, so this is the structure of a Tibetan, actually syllable. I changed the slide a little bit, John, okay?
Sure, no problems.
Because so in Tibetan, each syllable can have up to 7 parts. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, and this is a long word that has all 7, but it's not an actual word. You know, you didn't use an actual word, Ija?
This word was used as example. So that's why I stick to it.
Really? I've never heard of this word, and I checked.
Actually, it was from class with you. You showed some from internet.
Really, this word?
On screen, yes. So I use this thing.
Okay. And so anyway, so last week I mentioned a little bit about the main letters. So when we learned the 30 letters, those of the alphabet, those can all be main letters. About 10 of them, exactly 10 of them, can be other things as well, which we'll go over in the upcoming weeks. But but 20 of them can only be main letters, meaning they're the letter which the structure of the whole syllable is formed around. So in this one, so we have this series of how many letters? I think it should be 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 8 letters here. So if you tried to pronounce this, somebody try, Uta, try to pronounce this. Right. And so obviously you know that's not what it is, right? You've never heard Geshe utter a sound like that. This is a word which I have some doubts about. It would be pronounced king. Okay? So in Tibetan, they say Tibetan is the hardest letter to spell. The hardest language to spell, because it has quite a few silent letters. Okay? In this case, these letters would be silent and this letter would be silent. And we'll go over why and how that all works. But you have to be able to identify what is the main letter in a Tibetan syllable as you learn. And so here, when it's written in the Tibetan form of Uchen script, it's always simple to identify because it's the one in the middle here where the subjoined letters, the head letter, the vowel marker, and everything else attaches to. But when you put it in transcription, right? This is ACI transcription, for instance, it just becomes a series of letters. They're not stacked in a way or connected in a way, like literally, like geometrically, like a picture where you can easily identify what the letter is without training. So in this case, it's this K, which is ga. And then you have it right here in the middle in the red. And John put this beautiful diagram together, which shows ga right there in the middle. Right? Okay. So today what we're going to do is we're going to start learning everything about these stacks. We already did the vowel markers, right? Which can appear, 3 of them can appear on the top and 1 of them can appear on the bottom of the letter. Okay? So the 3 on top is the giku, the dengbu, and the naro, and the 1 on the bottom is shapkyu, right? So that's why there's another thing. This is vowel marker here that's empty because you can't put both in a particular word. Every word can only have 1 vowel for the most part. There's some minor exceptions to that rule. Okay, so we'll revisit that particular diagram as we move on. Thank you, Ijon, for creating that. It's the kind of stuff that Word doesn't do much. But I know I've heard there's visual learners out there. I learn more audio. Okay,
That's why
audibly.
you have students to do that.
Yay, that's why I train students. Woohoo! We all get good karma. Okay, so now moving on to our class 3, unless there's any questions. Questions? Okay. Okay, so here we go. Okay. Okay, here's class 3. Also prepared by the students. So I can look at dictionaries all day. Okay, so class 3 is the superscribed letters in Tibetan. Very often called head letters. So that's the same thing. So super just means on top, scribe means written, right? Head is a more literal translation of the Tibetan. How do you say head in Tibetan in this case?
No?
No, so I said in this case. The other one. What's the other way to say head? Non-honorific. Thing? Go. Like Gio?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so in this case, when you put it on the head, this ra becomes, ra becomes rango. Ra, which is a head letter. And you don't have to memorize that, but I want you to understand. Like, Tibetan as a language, and culturally, from what I know of it, it's very literal and direct, okay, for the most part. So if the name of the Ra on the head is called Ra head, it's very easy, okay? If you want to know how to make money in mixed nuts class, I'll teach you secrets, okay? You can decipher things very quickly because Tibetan is very straightforward in my understanding. So this is La on the head and it's Lango, just La as a head letter. And then Sa on the head is Sango. Don't have to memorize that, but I want to mention it. So I came up with this way to remember these things, I think, more easily. So you just say, get accustomed to saying Ralasa, Ralasa, Ralasa. Don't think, just say Ralasa, everyone to themselves. Ralasa, Ralasa, Ralasa. Okay, and so then later when I ask you, what are the head letters? You're just gonna say Ralasa, Ralasa, okay? Okay, so those are the head letters. Okay, head letters are mostly used for orthographic purposes. Ooh, that's a fancy word. Orthographic just means spelling. Graph, right? Ortho, correctly. Okay. superscript letters or head letters are written on the top of the main letter. Okay, so what happens in Tibetan in the script when you write it is the size of the syllable, the size of the mark changes, right? This ka, it occupies more space than this ka, because the ra, rango, which this is the ra, this little thing on top, has to share the same amount of space. So it actually changes sizes, which you won't have to worry about as much if you're using transliteration. But if you ever have to look at scripture, the actual book, which you may very well, you need to know all these things too, okay? And then same here with lango on top of this ta, and then sango on top of this na, okay? And so here's what I was saying, ra actually changes form a little bit, or just combines with the top, the u, the head of the letter it's on top of, except for in the case of nya, where they just put them together. Don't ask me why. I don't know. Okay, so ra as a head letter doesn't go on top of every single letter. Okay, it only goes on top of these letters here. And so how many is that? 3 plus 5 plus 4 is 12. Okay, so it goes on 12. When I first learned the alphabet, I sat there and memorized each one of like, ra goes on these 12. I don't do that anymore. I don't teach it that way anymore either. If you feel like doing that and you have spare time to do that, no problem. I memorized it and then mostly forgot it. And Geshe doesn't teach it that way either. He just basically says, just start looking at huge amounts of data, start translating, and you'll just get a feeling for it. And just like in your language, you don't have the grammar rules memorized necessarily, but if someone says something incorrectly, you're like, that doesn't sound right, you know? But if you want to do both, by all means. Okay, so ra, as a head letter, can change the sound of the syllable that it appears on top of, okay? So for the first column, ra, as well as the rest of the head letters, the sound of the vowel, the sound of the syllable does not change, okay? So ra as a head letter would not change any of these. So this ka with a ra on top is still ka, pronounced the same exact, okay? Same with ta and same with ta. But it does change the spelling, okay? So this by itself would be Ka, but if you see this written out, it's RKA, all right? Which means RKA, which I don't believe is a word, I don't know. Not that I can recall, but it may be, has a different meaning than Ka. Okay, so that's what we wrote earlier, orthographic purposes, meaning it's spelled different, so it has a different meaning. That's called like a homonym, right? It sounds the same, but it has a different meaning. It's spelled differently, right? In English, bear and bear, right? One's an animal, one is like showing your skin, to bear, right? Okay? So that's easy. Spells differently, sounds same. Second column, no head letter appears on the second column letter. So you never have to worry about that at all. Okay? Simple. So the first two columns are very simple. Doesn't change the sound of either one. Doesn't even appear on the second column. Okay. Now, the third column when a head letter appears on a third column, the sound of that letter changes. Okay? It goes from the vocal, the voiced, oh, right? Ka, cha, ta, pa, za, right? To a regular English sound, or German for that matter, okay? Or a variety of other languages, I'm sure as well. So instead of this being ka, right? This just becomes ga, just like GA, like how you would say GA in English, right? I mean, there's a lot of ways to say GA in English, but like the ga in God, actually, even though there's not an A in that word. Sorry, English. Okay, so same thing here. Instead of cha, which means tea, you just say ja, okay? Instead of ta, which means now, you just say da, okay? Instead of ha, which means cow or cattle or something, you just say ba, okay? And instead of za, which I don't know if it has a meaning by itself, not one I can think of, you just say za, okay? So it would be basically no low tone, not voiced, mostly not voiced. I guess it's still low, but you don't have to worry about that much. It's for English speakers, it's simple. We just say the regular English sound. Other languages, but you guys all know English, so you got it. Okay, so for the fourth column, the nasals go from a low tone to a high tone. So instead of being nga, it goes nga. Instead of being nya, it goes nya. Instead of being na, it goes na. And ma becomes ma. So nga, what does nga mean? Anybody?
I. I.
Yeah, I meaning me, not I meaning
Yeah.
I.
No, me.
Yeah.
Like I mean me.
Yeah, English. That's a homonym. That's why you have to do that, because that's a homonym, right?
Yes.
Okay. So nga means I, and then with a ra on top of it, you know, a rango, what does it mean?
Before.
Drums.
What'd you
Drums.
say, Ina?
Drums.
Yay, I was gonna offer money too. And I did good. Yeah, it means drum. Marina, the sound nga can mean before, but with an S on top. Okay?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
We'll get to that.
Good.
Why do you know that anyway? Anyway, I don't know who these people are in my class. They know too many things. Okay, so, and then na means if, like low tone, and then na with a R, with a rango, means ear, like this. Okay? And then ma means mother or not, and then ma with a rango means wound, like a cut or a wound. Okay? So it changes the meaning very much, and fourth column and third column, the sound changes as well. Okay? Okay, we're gonna keep going. We're making good progress. Okay, so, so now I'll teach you to jolok, head letters, because you're gonna need it if you go on a debate ground, okay? Because there's homonyms, and sometimes in Dharma class too, Holy Geshe Michael will spell something, because there's so many homonyms in Tibetan, and there's so many silent letters too. So if he says like tree, for instance, tree, I think I know 4 or 5 meanings of tree as a sound. So you have to say which tree, because Geshe-la is going to say the tree, and you're going to be like, which one, Geshe-la? And he's going to say, oh, karata tra kiku tree sa tree. Oh, that tree, Geshe-la. Oh, that means near somebody. Okay, there's another one. Ao karata tra kiku tree. Oh, that one. Well, that one can mean throne or vines or something like that. You know, so there's homonyms. There's a lot of them. Okay, so how do you draw head letters? Okay, so you have to. Is this tak spelled right? I think it is actually. There's 2 taks in Tibet. Okay, so you have to learn this word. Say tak, tak. What's the most famous use of this word? Mind only school.
Takpa, mi takpa.
That's a different tak. That's a good one. That's a good one. That means permanent or impermanent or changing or unchanging depending on the context. This tak is like kuntak. It means like attached or something like that. And there's arguments about which way to spell it, but this is one way it's spelled. But so this means to attach, okay? And it could be related to what we call dok, like it's the image that comes on the pen thing, right? The image that comes out of your mind is what talks and becomes a pen. So it's actually when Geshe-la is explaining the pen thing, he's explaining the concept of tak or dok. That they're just different conjugations or tenses. Okay, anyway, so tak means to attach. So how we say that is since the ra is on top, we say ra katak ka. Okay, so it's hard to write this out. Whoever did this one made a valiant effort, but it might be a little confusing because tak does mean plus. So you say ra ka tak. So in English we would say ra plus ka equals ka, right? But in Tibetan they say ra ka plus. Okay, so they put the plus sign on the end. So tak is plus. So you say ra ka tak ka. Okay, so just like in the vowel markers when you draw lok, just make sure you retain the sound of the row because sometimes the mouth or the mind will get a little lazy and will be like, we'll go back to what the English version of that sound could be because you're not used to making the sound yet. So, rakataka, okay? And just FYI, there's a little argument in Tibetan, well, or a little discrepancy because even though, so what is this supposed to sound like? This middle one at the end, what is it supposed to sound like? Ra on a top of a third column. In this third column, what will it sound like? Anybody?
Ga.
Yeah, good, Galina. Just sounds like the regular English sound, okay? So ga. So, but when they spell it, so it shouldn't sound like that before you're done spelling it, but they, as far as what Geshe-la has told me, because I haven't been around Tibetans draw looking, maybe a little bit, but not much. They'll say it like it's how it's supposed to sound on the end. So they don't say ra ka ta ga. They'll say ra ga ta ga. Okay. So for the sake of this,
I can confirm that Tibetans they change right away because I was watching classes by Tibetans.
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna do it the wrong way, which is the right way, just to practice your tongue, because Tibetans already know Tibetan. They know how to, because you usually learn written language about 5, 6, 7 years after you've been saying it for 5, 6, 7 years, and then you go to school or something and learn how to write, right? Depending on your upbringing and the school systems and stuff. But since we're learning it all together, it poses some peculiar challenges. So we're gonna say ra ka ta ga, okay? But then when you go to the monastery, you're gonna have to switch, okay, to sound cool. All right. So, and then same exact thing here, just for this nasal example. Ra na ta na, okay? And so the nasals become high tone. That's what changes when you put a head letter on the nasal. All right. Okay, moving on. Here's some wonderful examples, which we're gonna kind of skip because time. Okay. So yeah, with the la and the sa, the letter only changes as a superscribed letter. It only changes in size. It doesn't change how it's drawn. Okay, unlike the ra. Okay, so la as a head letter goes on all of these letters. How many do we have? 4 plus 4 plus 2 is 10. Okay. And there's some rules, some exceptions in this slide, so I'll explain them. So what's the rule for a head letter on the first column?
Pronunciation is the same?
Yes. Were you about to say that, Leah, too?
Yes.
Okay, good. Leah and Marina are correct. Thank you so much. Okay. And so Leah, this time, what is the rule for a third column head letter?
Changes the pronunciation and the meaning.
Change pronunciation and meaning, right. How does the pronunciation change?
Very simply just it doesn't sound Brazilian anymore. It just sounds like,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
ga.
Yeah, it sounds like the regular English version, right? Okay, good job. And I have to warn you about something in Tibetan, right? It is a hard language to spell, and I don't know if you know anything about the history of the English language. I've studied it some. It's crazy, because like language follows history, right? So England, where English is from mostly, right, got invaded by the French, for instance, in like 1066 AD, and because of that, now English got all these French-sounding words, and many things like that happened throughout the centuries of the English language, right? So Tibetan is not different. I don't know the history as well, but in Tibetan, because of geography, as far as I know, a lot of people were cut off from each other, and they form very distinct dialects, some of which are incomprehensible, meaning the literary language is the only thing that binds the language because it's mutually unintelligible, right, to each other, okay? They can't understand the guy 2 valleys over what he's saying. He has to write it down. You're like, I don't know what you're talking about. It's kind of like the difference between like Brooklyn and the South in America. Very different dialects, right? But any case, there's many ways, even the same word with the same meaning can be spelled different ways sometimes. We call that damka in Tibetan. English has some, but not as many as Tibetan. Like chlorophyll can be spelled with one L or two, you know, or like there's a British way to spell realize with a S, and in English, American English, we use a Z. You know, there's things like that. So Tibetan has many of those as well, okay? I'm just giving you a little warning. Okay, so, and then what is the fourth column rule, anybody?
It gets stronger and higher,
Yeah, it gets higher.
like in tone.
Yeah, in tone. Good. And that's actually what's consistent with all of them. So the reason that the first column isn't affected because it's already as strong and as high as it can be within the language, right? Okay, so and then droloking is the same except you say la instead of ra. Our previous example, so you would say la kataka, la chatacha, la tatata, la patapa. Just la, the letter, tak, meaning plus, and then what it equals, the sound, okay? Same thing here for the third column. I'm not going to go through every one because I think everyone gets the idea. Learn the principle. And fourth column. So now we have a couple exceptions, which are important to learn. Within this third column for this letter, which is usually ta, and then when you add a head letter, should be da, becomes nda, like with an N sound, nda. Okay? So this is most famously in the word ganden. What's ganden mean?
Paradise?
Yeah. What does it literally mean? Ina, what's ga and what's den?
I don't know.
Yeah, you do. What's kunga?
All joy.
Yeah, so what's ga?
Joy.
Yeah, and what's nden? LDAN.
Having. Joyful.
Yes, so what's ganden?
Joyful. Mhm.
Yeah, it's the place where you have nothing but joy.
Wow, cool.
Yeah, see, I told you knew. Okay. And I think in Sanskrit it's tushita, right? Which means
Yes, Tushita.
the place of total contentment, right?
Mhm.
Something like that. Okay, so this one, which will be written LDA, is nda, okay? And so there's no N in the middle of ganden. The sound is added because of this particular combination of letters. Okay? We're going to keep going here. And then this one, which is very famous because the capital of Tibet is named after this very sound. So anybody, what do people usually call the capital of Tibet?
Lhasa.
Yeah, who said that? Galina, was that you? Good, it's Lhasa. But it's not Lhasa, it's Hlasa. Like HLA, Hla. So what fatal translation error did somebody make a few hundred years ago?
Did not know how to spell.
Yeah, but why would they make that mistake in particular?
They didn't know this exception.
Yeah, so what did they do?
L becomes aspirated here actually. So
Well, what they did is they pronounced how it was written instead of how they mixed up transliteration and pronunciation. Okay? So it's written LHA. Okay? But instead of LHA, it's supposed to be pronounced HLA. Hla. Okay? which is a sound we don't have in English. I don't think you have it in Russian. I haven't heard any Dutch people saying hla recently.
We have words with hla in Russian.
You do?
Mhm.
Oh, cool. Right on. So hla means an angel. So hlasa means literally like the place where the angels dwell or something like that. But lhasa doesn't mean anything that I know of. I don't know of that sound in Tibetan at all. But because it's been used incorrectly for so long, people do say lhasa, and if you say lhasa, they'll know what you're talking about. Okay? Maybe they won't know what you're talking about if you say Klasa, actually. Okay, good. And, oh, here's our exception. Someone beautifully did this. Okay. Okay. Alexi did this one, apparently. Okay. All right, so that's what I just explained. And that's what I just explained mostly. Good. Moving right along into Sango. So sa, like the la, doesn't change shape when you add it to the top of the any other letter. And let's see how many we got. We got 11. And this one doesn't have any exceptions like the ra. So you should be able to spell and say all of this based on the rules that we have. Okay? So let's see who's been listening. Galina, you seem to be listening quite well. You ready to be tested?
What exactly? The third one?
This one, I want you to drolok this and pronounce it correctly.
Gan.
So wait, let's just say, it's the fourth column, so what should happen to it?
We're changing the tone to high one.
Okay, perfect. Okay, and then how is this letter said usually?
No.
Huh? Yeah,
No.
no. Good, very good. And then what is the letter on top of it?
Sa.
Good, good.
Natak. Sa.
Yeah.
Natak. Na.
Yeah, sanatana. Okay. And that means ear? No, nose. That one means nose. With a ra, it means ear. Yeah. Good. Perfect. Or it can mean various if you put a tzok after it. So nose or like various or the multitude of things. Okay, good. Perfect, Galina. You were listening. Who else wants to try? Is Rick still there?
Yeah, I'm around.
I didn't lose you yet? Okay. Good. Okay, so I'm gonna give you a harder one because I know how smart these Singapore people are. Okay. Try this first one here. So what is it usually supposed to sound like? This letter?
Ka.
This one. Without anything on top of it, what would it sound like? Brazilian. Oh.
Ka.
Oh.
Ka.
Don't be afraid to make it sound here. Call. Call.
Ka.
Good, good. I know it seems ridiculous, but if you don't make these sounds,
Oh.
Tibetans won't know what you're saying. It will just sound like, because what is, like Kong? Kong means snow, okay? I like this example. I think Geshe uses it too. Kong means foot.
So,
And then Kong means house. So if you said I want to walk by foot to my house in the snow. If you wanted to say that and you said kang kang kang, they would hear foot foot foot. Okay? So you got to say it right. Just it's like Chinese, right? Ma 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 ma.
Ma.
Right?
So the combination for this, maybe
Yeah.
I'll try.
Yeah, try it.
So it sa.
Yeah.
No, sorry.
Yeah, perfect. Sa.
Sa.
Yeah.
Then kata.
Yes, good. I like it.
Kata sa.
Yeah. Sa, katak, ga. English sound. Ga.
Ga.
Yeah.
So it's ga. Oh, so this is remain as English, the pronunciation, right?
Yeah, it becomes the English
third column. Okay.
Third column. Okay. Very good. Don't worry, you'll get it. And I think that's good. Should I test one more person? Who else is there? Who haven't I talked to? Can't see all the boxes while I'm sharing.
There's 2 more Singaporeans.
Hiding. Oh yeah, let me say before I forget, I think a couple people might not be on the email list. So if you please put your email in the chat. So if you haven't been receiving emails over the last 2 weeks, especially if you joined the class the second week and not the first, please type your email that you'd like to receive notifications and hopefully the correct Zoom link too as well. Okay, don't worry, I'm gonna figure Zoom out eventually. All right. Okay, that's good. Here's some lovely examples. Ku, which is a very common example in scripture, means body or holy body, right? The body of your Lama or the body of a Buddha is a ku, or anybody actually, right? Because how do you say how are you doing in Tibetan? Anybody? How are you?
Kerang kusu depoyente.
Yeah. Kerang you kusuk. Holy body. Tepo. Happy yin is be. Question mark. How is your holy body today, sir? Right? That's how you greet people in Tibetan. Okay? In English, we don't have anything like that. We just say, yo, what's up? I think we used to, right? In like, I don't know, the like 17th century when you talk to like an earl or a duke or something, you know, you would use like a different languaging to show their rank in society. And I don't know, maybe that's problematic too. I don't know. Anyway, we don't do it anymore. At least not where I'm from. Okay, so here's some examples. Oh, this is fancy. This is very important actually, because I didn't go over this. So how to jolok when there is a vowel and a head letter, right? So you add it at the end. So you would say, for instance, sa katak. And then you say what that equals. So sa kataka, which is what we've been doing. And then you say giku. Gi. Yeah, good. Second example here. Sa katak ga, right? Shabku gu. Okay? And then sa nata na naro no. Yes. So you just add the vowel at the end if there's a head letter present. And it doesn't matter if the vowel's on top or on bottom, because Shabkyu appears on the bottom, but that doesn't affect the order of Jolok. Okay, because I've had that question before, and it's a good question. Okay. Ooh, that's the last slide. Okay. So now we're going to start reading Tibetan. Okay. And I know you're like, I'm not ready for that word. Come on. We just started this. I don't care. No, I do care. That's why I'm having you do it, because I want to show you how much you've learned already. Okay. So I had to get out of presenter mode. And so I've been working on this fancy dictionary for a few years. And we're going to use it as a means of just, because it just has a lot of different words in there. So it's a good place for random words, so I don't have to think of them. It's got Chinese in it too. Maybe that'll help you, Rick, and the other Singaporeans, if you all, write Chinese. Okay, so this is it. It's really fun for me. Don't ask me why. I'm weird. So I'm gonna go through everyone randomly. So we have 7 minutes, so that's enough time for everyone to get a chance to try some pronunciation. Okay. Now, obviously, you won't be able to pronounce all of these because I haven't taught you all the rules, but you will be able to pronounce some of them. Okay. And what's the best way? Okay. We're going to start. So, again, I'd like you to know both the transliteration as well as the Tibetan Uchen, right? Uchen with a head letter, which is the alphabet that we're studying, a version of these syllables to be able to pronounce both, okay? We need Tibetan translators who can do both, because if you become like John Brady, Lama John Brady, and go to Mongolia and rescue thousands of books, and they ask you to open one, and you're like, oh, I'm a Tibetan translator. And then you open one, they're like, well, read this part. And then you can't. It's going to be embarrassing. Tibetan translators should be able to read Tibetan, okay? In my view, at least. All right. Okay, Leah, try this syllable.
Nga.
Nya. Okay, Drolok it. Drolok.
Sa.
Yeah, sa, that's the head letter.
Nya.
Yes, low tone though. Nga.
Nya.
Yeah, okay, so sa ngata.
Sa nyacha. And then sa.
Nga.
Nya. Sa nyata. Nya.
Yes, good. This is the head letter appearing on the fourth column, making it high in tone.
Okay. So sa nya ka nya.
Yes, sa nga, ta nga.
Sa ta nya.
Yeah, good. Okay.
Sa ta nya.
Yes. And don't worry, I know this is like, but I just want to try you guys out, and then you'll get to practice all week. Okay, so Marina, try this one. Try the Jolok.
Oh my. Sa. So ra, sa, tak, sa. It doesn't change.
Yeah, ra,
So
sa, tak, sa.
yeah, ra, sa, tak, sa, wa,
Yeah.
dang.
Good. It won't change. So this one meant before. This is the one that you thought was the with the ra, right? And this one means root, tawa, okay? Like your root llama. In this case, it means the beginning, right? Right, Rick? Or the root. Genben is like the root. Pardon my Chinese. I need to practice along with a million other things. Okay, good. Now, more words that you can actually say. Okay, this one. This is an important one. I can't see anyone. Everyone. I'm gonna say everyone I can see. Wait. Okay, that's better. Uta, ready?
Okay, so head letter Ra. So
Yeah.
it's
Yep.
Ra,
Yeah.
Latak,
Ta, tak.
Tatak,
Huh?
Da. Ra, ta, tak, da.
Ra, Ra, Satak. So,
Let's do it together. Don't worry. So say ra,
Ra,
ta, tak.
Tak, Tak,
Ra,
Good. Ta,
Ta.
da. Or just da, right?
Oh, Da. Oh,
Naro,
Naro.
do.
So it's Do. Mhm.
Yes. Good. What does do mean? Anybody?
Naro. Ah, plus naro.
Do. What is do?
Stone.
Yeah. It means stone. So what's a dorje?
That's a
Diamond. Diamond.
Precious stone.
Yeah. It's the Lord of Stones, the diamond. Okay? So you've heard this a million times. Now you know how to spell it, Uta, okay?
Yes.
This is the do and dorje. Okay, couple more and then we're gonna be out of time. Yeah, you're welcome. I know it's hard, we're going fast, but I just wanna give you guys an idea in real life. As real as looking at the computer all day is. Okay. This one. Ina, me and Ina had this one a couple days ago, right, Ina? Did I lose her? Okay, let me try. Who hasn't gone? Lynn. Hi, Lynn. Are you hiding?
Hi.
Hi. Lynn, I don't think I have your email address. Did you put your email address in the chat?
Yeah, I just did. Yeah.
Okay, good. Because you're one of the people that came to class 2 that I didn't have.
Yes,
Everyone?
the second class, yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, so everyone please do that because we're going to end class
Thank you.
right after this. Okay, Lynn, you ready to try?
I'm kind of lost actually. To be
Lost? That's a
honest.
bad example anyway. I shouldn't have picked that example because that's not a head letter. That's a prefix letter. You're kind of lost?
I just don't want to disappoint you. I'm trying my best to catch up with the class, yeah.
Oh, don't worry. You're not going to disappoint me. Some of this takes a while and people learn at different paces. Okay? Okay, just try this first one. It's the first letter in Tibetan alphabet. Try it, Lynn.
Ka,
Say ka.
ka,
Ka.
Ka.
Yeah.
Ka.
It means pillar here. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, Lynn, let's just do a couple more just so you catch up. Okay, try this one.
Sorry, I really don't know.
No problem. Say ra.
Ra,
Ra.
ra. This is
Good.
the head letter, right? The ra.
No, this isn't a head letter. This is main letters. Giku.
Giku,
Ri.
ri.
Yeah, that means mountain, right? Here's the Chinese.
Yes. San Cao.
Yeah, Shangao, tall mountain, right?
Yes.
Ritunpo, high mountain.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, no problem. You study, okay?
Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, so that's our time for today. And are there any quick questions before we finish? Okay. Okay, so who did our mandala? Was it Marina? I forget.
Yes, I did.
Okay. Okay, so I'll send out an email with, I guess the class recording, because please utilize my YouTube channel, which has the Tibetan playlist. It's very easy to use. I hope you enjoy it. I hope it works for you. And also Geshe Michael's classes, original classes are on there, which are far superior to my own, and you can watch those over and over if you prefer to learn with Geshe Michael over video. And yeah, if you have any questions during the week, feel free to send me a message via email. And if you want to be like my other Tibetan students, I'll give you my WhatsApp and you can bother me with Tibetan questions. Okay, you know who you are. Okay. All right, let's do the mandala. Ready?
Sashi Puki Jukshin Netok Dram Rira Blingshin Yinde Gyanpadi Sangye Shindu Mikte Ulvargi Drokun Namdak Shingla Chupar Sok Idam Gururatna Mandalakam Niryatayami Gevadi Gyevokun Sunam Yeshe Tsogdzog Shing Sunam Yeshe Lechung Wei Dampa Kunyi Topar Sok.
Yay, Tartuk. We did it. Okay, thank you so much. Everybody, please stick with it. You're all very smart and have potential to be translators if you'd like. So I encourage you to stick in there, even if it seems difficult and strange. Learning new language can be hard because it's difficult and strange. So don't worry about it. Just make it as fun as you can. I make it fun in class with Geshe by yelling out random things. Sometimes he gives me money. Sometimes he tells me to be quiet. It doesn't matter. It's for fun. Okay? Okay, and I'll try to have less technical difficulties next time, but no promises.
Thanks, Word. Have a good week, everybody.
Okay, bye everyone.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you so
Bye.
much.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye. Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you so much, Wood.
You're
night.
welcome. Take
Yeah,
care.
it's good morning over there.
Yes, it's early. Bye. Take care.